Welcome to the Big Picture Philippines. And we have another episode for you, for every one of you who's watching this podcast. And by the way, I'd like to mention that, there are some people who are already viewing it. I'm glad that we have viewers now. Like one episode, we had like 600 views. Hopefully we could grow to 1,000 views for each episode. Well, all together with the videos. But thank you for watching, and we try our best to bring in amazing guests. Mike, di ba?
Of course. Para mas daghan bagid ang mo view sa atong contents.
We need sikat na guests, no? So we have someone here na sikat.
There you go, di ba?
So we have
Naka-upgrade itong mga guests.
So we have here a known host in Cebu. If you have attended a wedding or have been married, you probably know this person who's hosted a lot of weddings. In fact, I've heard na in a month he could cover up to 20 events or even fully booked
wow.
whole month. No?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you've probably seen his face, and I like following his Facebook profile kay lingaw kayong comedian na Bisaya, no? So
magpasample niya later on.
But we like to welcome our guest for today, Mike, which is the Mr. Oh Yeah, because that's his tagline.
Nice.
And of course, he also owns a couple other businesses, like the Van Gale Union, right? Yes, Perfect Union. So you probably heard about that. But yes, we're here to talk about his hosting stint and why everyone could learn a thing or two from this. So please help me welcome everyone, Jingle.
There you go. Yay!
Hi everyone. Mayong hapon ano?
Hapon. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So tell us more about yourself, like who you are, where you come from, and more on your
background story, hero story.
Yeah.
right. Go on. Again, the name is Jingle Saynes, and then I'm an event host. I'm a tour guide here in Cebu, and then I'm also in theater. I'm a theater actor and director. So I started theater in grade 3 when I was in grade 3.
Wow,
and then I started doing theater that was grade 4 when I was in grade 3, I was in San Carlos. All of my cousins were in Maria Montessori. Then it was Maria Montessori Children's House. Now it's Maria Montessori International School. So on my third year, grade 3 na ako, I kept on watching my cousins on stage. Murag ako nganong nag-audience raman ko. Sa mo to, I pitched in to my mom ko, ganahan ko mo pareha nila na on stage.
Okay.
And layo kayo og tuition fee that time. The difference is like really huge.
Okay.
So niya ko ganahan gi kong balhin because I want the stage. So mo to niya na siya nga, sige, balhin ti ka, but you have to make sure nga dako imong grades. So mo to ang the deal that I had with my mom. So double effort ko when I transferred to Maria Montessori. And then I think nindot raman siguro akong grado kay wa man ko nabalhin sa other schools. And then that's how I got my theater or kanang performing arts nga training. And then after that until high school, pag high school kay nagkuansag ko I was also trained to write in Filipino. So katong school press conference. So that's how I also
grabe ni rooted imong background
lagi sa ang exposure niya ba grabe kayo so mo nang make sense po.
Right. I-mention na pagkabata pa lang baga na siya gnaong
growing up my mother was Japanese speaking guide. So growing up mao gyud ako nakitaan nga like in and out sa balay akong mama kay busy kay with the Japanese guests. So of course kung unsay mo makitaan mura man gyud imong kuan I want to be like her more ni anak ko.
Yeah.
So in mind while nag-high school, college, naagito sa ako ang hunahuna nga ganan sa ko ma-tour guide. Because there was this one instance nga gikuyo ko sa mama, I was like 10 years old. So I think grade 4, grade 5.
Yep.
Usay ko yugon mo ko sa mom if nasa ka ng personal guests gani mga or na amigo na niya. And then in one of those times, mura man tog nagkuan. Siya kanang pakitang gilas. Siya dong kuan ihap dihog 1 to 10 in Japanese. So ihap sa ko ichinisan yung go roku ana. Pag after ato, tagan ko 1,000 sa hapon ko. Kaya ko man nindot lagi di mo trabaho. Joy dili na yung ana permihan ana. So dili ra sad kwarta akong reason ha. Pero kada kani merg nakana ko lingaw man din. So in a way merg nakana ko lingaw din yung trabaho because tour guide you're in the field. Kuyugo ni mong guest for island hopping, city tour. It's all key at niya. Personally, grabe yung kay ko ka extrovert. Like, kanang, I really love meeting people, talking to people, yun na, etc. So, eventually, after I graduated sa San Carlos, Linguistics and Literature, I was in the call center industry. Medyo dugay-dugay sad siya. Mga 3 months. Dugay-dugay, no?
Ikaw, 6 months ka na? 6 months?
6 months ako pinag-urugay.
So, 3 months. Basically, nag-tour, nag-call center ko because I was waiting for the training or seminar sa tour guiding. So after 3 months,
Oh, na training po din, sa?
Yes, naa siya. We did a month. Every day gito siya 7 to 5 ganito. Then may mock tour and then may written exams also for you to get the license.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Ano gid siya license? Dili pwede tour lang kag imo dra.
Dili siya pwede. Kaya na.
Taka niya kag story, bro. Kasi nabali na. Magellan may nahilo ni mo di sa Lapu-Lapu.
We call them the hupo-hupo. Karang mga kolorong. Hupo, ano ba kayo? Ay, na-turista. So, yeah, basta mausap na history sa kuan sa Pilipinas or sa Cebu. So, moto, that's how I got to tour guiding also. And then, I started in 2009. Yeah, moto, 2009, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. I think natoy time nga medyo niubos ang tourism. Kay usually amo ang gibuhat ato kay educational tours man.
What year was this?
2009?
I think 2011, 12, medyo nihinay siya.
Nihinay, okay.
Kay naaman to yung instance nga educational tour nga I think somewhere in NCR nga na aksidente ang educational tour.
Wow.
So ni stricto ang ilahang requirements for educational tour. So affected
okay.
yun ako amo ang industry. So wala na kay tour. So in 2012 niya ako nga if nothing's gonna happen nako as a tour guide,
Yeah.
either mo adto ko sa that time akong sister was in Singapore already. Ko nga either Singapore or sa akong mom dito sa Australia. Onya in 2012, 2 of my friends got married. They got me as the wedding host.
Why did that happen? Kay murag dako kay siya na
kanang
transition.
Exactly.
From tour guide go na name mo.
Or aspect sa ihang kuan karon, sa ihang what he does now. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kay I think kato nga time good wala gyud mga we can call nga like dili kayo nga nakadaghan ang professional nga MCs or host. So murag nangita rag ana magina. You look for someone nga kiat nga lingaw and then boom, sige ikaw ana. So when I got to host their wedding, that's where I met my then girlfriend. What pa de? Char pa de ato. Akong wife now niya. Kuan pa to nako. She was my first kanang coordinator nga professional gid kay istanan.
Coordinator gid.
Coordinator na siya that time. So
okay.
moto kita siya how I did hosting. Kana magong when you host manggod events, it's dili magod it's not something you can pretend nga lingaw ka nga tao. It has to be innate. It has to be like kanang it has to come naturally nga lingaw ka or kiat ka. Diba?
Kailangan with enthusiasm gid
Yes. If you're putting it on lang, there would come a time nga makanag kang marag
Fake.
Mag-live
medyo
siya.
fake or
Hindi siya
off
authentic,
siya.
yeah.
Fraud ng style.
Sumuto, she saw my potential and then in love din siya nako. Ako siyang gitagan ng chance. Ako din siyang gitagan ng chance.
Wala siya, nakaon na.
Ako siyang gitagan ng chance niya eventually. Sumuto, that's how we met niya. After that, kay
Murag na partner na mo.
na partner
In a
na
sense,
and then natoy one time yun nga one MC or host kay dropped her from the schedule. Yeah, that's how I got in the industry. Kay from there sige na ko niya gikuha until dito sad ko na train sad. Kay di gani ko hinumdum kung unsa gito akong gibuhat in 2012 kay layo na kay og ambak ba 2012 and then 2024 nakana ko nga saka kong dagway hosting in 2012 no nga ako ang before I did professional hosting kana ra mag family, friends nga o kanis jingle kay kiat ni ana so automatic host. Family and friends, family gathering jingle diretso ang host ana. Kung friends, wedding sa akong friend. Sige kay host diretso ana niya kanang kumkuman ra og 500 kanang okay, sige. At that time, I did not really...
Inamigo lang.
Inamigo. Ano yung mga amigo makagubag ni gusto? It started as that. Diba? So, and then, wala pa man kay ko ni focus ato. Kay ko nakakita sa potential na ko. Nga pwede na ko siya mahimo og profession. So, until such time nga Van Gales, Perfect Union gave me the chance. I got in the industry. And then eventually, sige na ko og host for Van Gales. And then, of course, in a wedding, you have a guest of like 150 to 200.
Yes.
Oh.
That's
Word
already...
of mouth is really big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they see me, ang ako ang magong trabaho, dili magud siya something kani siya maayo ni siya nga host. And then you don't see it on paper. You have to ako amang good, ako ang trabaho is you have to sell or you have to let the guests experience
Yes.
the skill nga na.
Yeah.
Di ba bisag mo ka?
It's part of
maayo lagi-
marketing, di ba?
Oh, exactly. Di man pwede nga, maayo lagi ni siya. Sige kag pamugos niya, pakakita.
Lagi.
It has to
You
be...
have to see it, to
Yes, they
believe
have to
it.
experience it. Mo bitaw ng night times nga na ako yung mga clients nga they really want to sit in one of my events to really check kung
okay.
maayo ba yun ko.
What sa wedding mo? Gate crash.
master sila. Before, muli-li rasa. Kasi machismis na. Kana muli-li lang.
Marites.
Marites na. Kana murag muli-li lang sila. They want to see how I do it.
Yeah.
And then para nako, I don't really mind. Nga, di pa sila mo book until they see me in action. Kaya para nako, ingon na naman sad ko, kanang give me my money's worth. Kaya gihaguan ba yung kwarta?
Especially Cebuanos, no?
Oh, exactly.
Very
Kabaw na kanato. Nga kanang lang, give me my money's worth. Ingon ana. So,
Kailangan sulit yun.
Yes, sulit yun kay tanan. And then, makana gyud kong I don't get offended. Ako kay confident man ko nga bisag kano sa pa kamusud sa ako event.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure kanang
Enjoy it.
malingaw ra gyud.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the confidence is coming from the experience man good. Like I mean, I've been in the industry for like 12 years already.
How many can you count how many hosting events?
Wala na eh. Kanang
Like
next
over
year.
thousands?
Too many to count na.
I think thousands na gyud siguro.
Yung
no?
habiha, no?
Oh.
That's really...
And that's mastery.
Yeah,
Yes.
di ba?
That's mastery.
They do something 100 times or 1,000 times, definitely.
Ingon
become
sila,
a master.
you have to do something like 10,000 hours for you to
Yes.
be considered
I think
an
kita
expert.
kung meme man or I don't know meme na siya or something na inspirational siya na talk about Bruce Lee. So
mastering, yeah.
diba? So si Bruce Lee kuno is ingon siya na mas mo fear ko na kag person na mo master og one kick versus to someone na mo master different kind of kicks. So moto or 10,000 types of kicks daw. So moto focus daw is more on focus, more on mastery on one skill bitaw.
Right. And then ako, if you're doing it over and over again, it becomes your second nature. Di ba? Bisag unsa pa na nga trabaho. Usay man gani, most of us, na ay times nga, daman-daman nun ganito sa itong trabaho. Di ba? Even sa itong dam ko, kay trabaho gihapon ta. So the same with like,
True.
kung engineer ka, conductor ka, kung whatever. The same with me, naagay times nga, kanang daman-daman nun kasi mong trabaho ba. Like, nakoy one funny story. Katong tour guide, after ko nag-tour guide, mas nidaghan akong event. So I transitioned. Wala na kay ko nidawat sa tour guiding. Kay grabe naman yun ang events.
Ang imong demand.
Oh, I had one interview also nga. We did it sa they also wanted to feature my three professions. So ni Ana to ako migo nga we're gonna film it we're gonna shoot it sa Fort San Pedro. Kay Magnay drama nga makita mo dito na. And then I was driving padung sa venue. Agi man ko og kana ganing parian. You have the kato kaning
May Bonifacio dala na kuan.
kanang
Na statue unsa man?
dili kanang sa di ba naaman ng karaan nga balay kanang
Oh, yeah.
Yap San Diego Ancestral House.
Oh, yes.
And then you have that monument there.
Right.
Anya, moto drive ko mura ragwa na ana. Yan kalit bitaw ko ananar ko drive. Yan agi naman ko to your left what's up? Ganun yung to your left. And it happened like 2 times siguro. Once katong ako drive. Then the second time was na ako sa Grab or taxi. Nga nagtangar ako, naniagi sa parian, niyanar ko. To your left is, murag padung ko mag-tour ba murag, what's up? So, I mean, this is in line with it being your second nature ba? Murag sense memory is
Naanad
there.
mo.
Like for example, when I hold the microphone, komportable ra kay ko, bisag unsaon pa nako kay anad naman kay stanan. So mo depende gid siya nga. Bisag unsa pa nimong trabaho, ma-confident you ka if you're doing it over and over again, it becomes your second nature. Or nanagis mo sistema ba?
Bitaw.
Ayun ana siya.
I wanna go back a little bit sa imong istorya diri Jingle no. Na there was this when you were a kid na you count the Japanese koan.
Right.
And yun hatag siya 1,000. Di ka siya mawasa ko kay kwarta. We're in a business podcast.
Diba? 1,000.
1,000. But you know that mura siya good. I think, I don't know if you would agree, Mike, but for me, I had also an experience when way back in college, migya akong bulburon ba? Mura makadua akong Dota. Miligya akong bulburon. So I think there's this con, but the early you notice that there is an exchange gani. And in fact, saya good part saya kaya ako food man to na murag ilis na kong food so that I could earn. But for you just entertain someone.
Right.
And with your presence, with your
Wala
enthusiasm.
tangible na product.
Then
diba?
you get paid. Wala tangible product. I mean, it is entertainment. It's, I don't know. It's subjective, you know?
Masad,
But paying you 1,000 even bigger than my pulburon. That's like G's mind it.
Stock is 1,000. Siyaan is 1,000.
Pero that changes the murag mo ka switch na katong like our previous guest man ni switch tingay mong mind na at that young age you notice that you can just exchange money. Because sometimes a lot of people think na trabaho good, work hard, money. Di ba? But there's like pakatawa lang tao, money.
But at the my experience ba at a younger age bitaw and that becomes more bitog ma-rewire ni mo ikadako pod nimo. Yeah.
It's amazing experience, and I think for our audience as well, it's good to notice those scenes in your life ba na.
Yeah, I think these are the little details nga I think kinahanglan og attention because it might be kana ma-rewire ka ba.
Yes. And karon easily you can, I don't know how much you charge. Baka nyo pa rin siya na may
Just use my code.
Promo code. But he's definitely charging a lot bigger for a hosting event now. Not just 1,000 baka. But amazing, you can earn out of it. And with your with your talking, microphone, wala na yung kay puhunan yung kay ba? In a sense,
laway ang puhunan.
Laway.
But ikaw dalim.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Correct.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to depend on like how you look in a sense. Na, gwapo mo gini siya, no? But there's a lot of
Ayaw, matagan to 1,000.
What ako 1,000? But my point is, it doesn't with the appearance even. The way you talk, the way you entertain, it varies. It could be a comedian, it could be So, it's good to point out there.
Yeah. And muad lang ko ato, yes, when it comes to ikaw bitaw pagkabata panimudaan, marag na kay entrepreneurial bitaw na spirit na ganahan ka because siguro scarcity sa kwarta, marag gamay ra siguro baon ato magpapahatag na to. So mangita gitag way na makakwarta. And I can also share sa ako ang journey pudana which is in some point na maligya kita during sa school days pa. And to the point gani na I don't know if conventional ba siya, but by doing ako mo tig-drawing sa mga plates ako mga classmates ako na. Kaya dumos ko man
sakpan ka pa din, bro.
Actually, sakpan yun. Iwardingan ko. But nakakwarta po ko. Nako'y pangbaon ako, pang extra na ako.
At least you see, para na ko ba, you see the value nga kanaganing dili siya pareha sa uban gani nga kanaganing dali ra kayo makapangayo og kwarta silang parents.
Yes.
I mean nothing against them but lahi gyud kung hustle hard ka.
Kanang earn gini mo
hard earned gid imong kwarta bang maning kamot gyud ka sa imong
and you can be creative with it. I mean maybe that was not the best example, no?
Yeah.
But the point there is
do not do this at all.
Pero the point there is money out there. There's a demand for pula na to ng mga classmates na rich kids.
Correct.
And then you can. So that's how business works, and I'm glad that you were able to bring it karon no sa imong life.
Skills to pay the bills.
True.
Yeah, and so far 3 months na kagatrabaho. So you, I mean for that but freelancing gud imuhang in a sense no kanang self-employed gud ka ba?
Yeah,
You own your own time, you charge your own rates.
True. Mo na akong pirmi isulti sad with anyone asking bang the worst thing you could do to me is like trap me in an office. Ako ang like maximum siguro nako time to be in like 4 walls kay I think 2 hours or 3 hours. After that, fidgety na kay ko. Like for example, sa office, busy kay akong wife sa meetings and all niya. Narako sa, man naman na sa, ko, yugi lang ko sa office bin. Narako dito. Bisag may kang Facebook ako. On the second or third hour, nga wa ko'y gibuhat, wa ko'y meeting, fidgety na ko ana. Adto ko sluyo, magsamok-samok ko sa mong staff niya. Kanang nakay papalit. Kay ganagi ko mo gawas, ma-drive good or whatever. So, I think it also has something to do with your personality as well.
Yep.
Bisag mo ana magug ka nga, like, tudluan ka og how to be a good businessman or whatever. And then you don't have the heart for it. Murag, ang personality good is and character kay dako kay siya og impact sa in whatever you do, kung
Yeah,
whatever profession
100%.
that you have ba. Or ganana. And then the heart also. Like I always say kanang make your passion your profession. Maugid na akong pirmi i-share to
Expound daw na. Kay Allah, that's a very...
Nindot na siya.
That's a very kuan ba? Kanang touchy subject in a sense because some people advise na ayaw follow yung passion.
Right.
Kaya it will only make you lead to despair ba kay? Kaya di mo sagud siya 100% perfect. I mean, for me, I would believe na palitan passion din mo to, let's say, play guitar. Right? Ako, I've been in a band, no? And I don't know, naman ni succeed sa noon, but I don't know in our setting in the Philippines, pwede ba na siya? Depende, di ba? So, yeah. But,
Depende
so,
gid
what's your thought on that? What's your take on that?
Actually, kana siya, maugid na akong like, murag akong di man siya guiding principle, but murag siya, I keep on repeating it to myself ba? And then, I also want to like inspire everyone. If you have that passion, try to give it a shot. Kay, again, first step from gini pinakalisod, yun. Di ba? Nga, like, what I always say, like, again, nothing against those nga have the 8 to 5 jobs. Nga, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are not really, dili ka na ilahang dream job. Nga marag makaana ka nga kanang, nag-skwela ka, ganahan ko 8 to 5 akong job. Dapat inikakuan niya mo. Time in, time out ko, ana. I mean, not a lot of people has that. Yeah, para nako, kana ganing swerte kaayo ko nga ako ang passion, nahimo na akong profession. And then there are times gani nga, let's say for example, ang pinaka-peak yun na mo sa industry is kanang December. Like, halos everyday na gyud ang among events niya. Ako na gyud mismo ang mo, no, kay physically impossible na kayo. I need rest also. So, marigin na nga, kana ganing makaingon gyud ko nga kanang asa na ganito akong point.
Yung passion.
Ang passion nimo nga there are times gyud nga mo plateau gyud siya or mahimo siyang monotonous. Let's say for example regardless kung unsa ka, let's say for example boring ang trabaho. Boring siya the whole time, monotony gyud siya. If lingaw sa kay siya the whole time, maabot gyud mo plateau sa gyud gyapon siya. The same with pagkaon. If bland imong pagkaon or way lami, mo plateau siya marag maboringan kas pagkaon. And then if lami sad kayo,
Same rang sudan.
the same rang sudan each and every time. Monotonous sa sad kasi. Yeah. So it has to more kinanglan gid gyapon siya nga naay mo bitaw nang sa kaninang machine nga naay heart rate. But that's why it's like that. It's up and down, di ba? Because it means that you're alive.
ECG.
Oh, yeah. And flatline ni mo kay mura patay ka. Mura, I can compare it to that. Flatline siya. So murag patay gid siya. Boring kay siya stanan. Comparing it to the heartbeat nga mag-ana gid siya.
So how do you keep that? How do you keep the heart beating?
Yeah.
With that.
Ako is
hosting.
gratitude attitude gid.
Yeah, I love that.
Maura gid ako kay mo na every time kapuyon ko or physically kapoy kayo niya.
So every day is a blessing for you.
Yes. Ingon ana gid siya nga night times nga like kato akong gigon December kapoy kay stanan kay everyday halos everyday then kapuyon ko mer kapuyon na ning trabaho oy na again maabot gyud ko
Maabot
nga
na
point.
It's not even about the money, no? Sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then I always try to I always try to think yun nga ba nga akong na compare ako ang stint with the call center industry nga I wake up, I drag myself to work nga wa pa gani ko naabot sa opisina, gikapoy na ko because kabaw man ko nga sus mga kuan sad ni mga irate callers na po because
mga reklamos customer.
reklamo man gyud imong trabaho.
Yes,
So dawat gyud ka negative. So murag akong na compare sa una nga 3 months felt like forever for me. Kay every single day kanang akong i-look forward in a week is akong rest days.
Yeah.
Marking na ba? Comparing it to my job now, enigmata na ko, excited ko to work because mangutana sila, what do you do for a living? What do you do? I party. Di ba? Kanang kalingawan na nga kiat yung trabaho. So again, if monotonous gani ako ang feeling, I always go back to the gratitude attitude yun. Mao gid na ako ang pasalamat gyud ko nga mauni akong trabaho because not a lot of people do what they love.
Yep.
Eventually, siguro, you get to learn to love your job, but not a lot of people love what they're doing even before ilang gihimog profession. Or yun ana ba? So, it's always that. Gid akong pirmi. Balik-balikon sa akong una-una. Gid. So, mana.
Siguro it goes back to the purpose, but the why ba?
Yes,
Diba?
true,
So
true.
start with the why by
Yeah, why you're doing it, no?
why you're doing it and all that. But siguro sa iya he found his passion.
Right.
And na-use up na niya, he's making money off it. So which is nindot.
Right,
Diba? Ang question lang is unsa ka nimo paghatag ana, let's say lahi mag-passion ana tao. So how would you activate that passion into profession? How would you unsa man imong pwede ma-advise sa mga tao na okay na ko'y passion but unsa man ako pag monetize ani? So
I think naagid gihapon ng trial and error. Like for example,
Experimentation. Okay.
yes, experiment gid gihapon ka. And then trial and
You
error
have to put
because
yourself out there, no?
ako alang said yun, what happened to me that time nga katong I tried hosting. Even ako, gani ko kabaw nga ay pwede day siya mahimong profession. So I had to try. Diba? Kay kato akong pagka-tour guide, mura man tong nakaanak ko nga akan pwede na ako ma-profession. Kay naman ko'y nakitaan nga mura role model nga akong mom doing it for the longest time. Mo'y nakapaskwila na mo. All three of them. Si kuan biya siya at that time. Single parent. Sabi ko, grabiha gyud ani niya. Ay,
so evidence-based. Evidence-based.
Pag human ato, ni anak ko nga pag katong hosting, dugay kay murag dili siya dugay but it took time for me to realize nga pwede na ko siya ma-profession but I already had a backup plan. Marag yun ana. But wala sa ko niingon to all those out there nga kanang, let's say for example, musician. I'm not saying that's your passion, kalimti na tanan pag music na diha kay lisod man sa
practicality na side.
Practicality gihapon. Reality check gihapon ka once in a while.
Yep.
Diba?
Also, a big factor, I would have to add it if, okay na ka team thought, no?
Yeah.
Like, there's a demand.
Yes.
For you, there's a demand. So, hosting, di ba? Like, nagkagay pakasal ka ron, nagkagay nag-events, no? And a very few supply of hosts, na good hosts like you, no? And hopefully, we should go into hosting na sa Mike, no?
Magpapatuloy na yung purpose na eh. Competitors.
But the point there is, your passion, and then also realize that if there is really a demand na the blue ocean strategy, no? Is this a bloody path?
Yeah. Right.
And maybe do you have other passions in life? Kaya daghan sa ganahan sa kinabuhi, diba? So murag na siya. So
which also reminds me of the thing that I always say to like all my friends also nga. Kaning let's say for example musicians or hosts. Talent akong permisulti is talent gets you in the room but character keeps you. I mean, ang ganito, talent will get you in the room, but character will keep you in the room. Something like that. Nga, bahalag, let's say for example, tulot ka maayong guitarist, di ba? Pero, let's say for example, kung ako, maayo same level ato ang kanang kamaayo. But, let's say for example, ikaw would come in every gig nimo kay late ka pirmi. Nya ako kay pirmi ko absent.
Okay.
Nya ikaw kay, you have the talent, plus on time ka mo adto and then wa kay problema sa imong batasan.
Joker pa ko.
Di ba? Ingon ana. So it's not purely sad kanang talent ra sad yun. It has something mura siya
may attitude
naagit
aspect.
sa attitude gihapon nga aspect, di ba? Kay makana man ka nga yes daghan og maayo. Let's say for example, daghan maayo nga musicians, daghan maayo nga host, daghan maayo whatever. But ang daganan ana is imong character good.
Yes.
Diba?
Reputation,
Amazing.
expertise. Yeah.
Diba? In any job yun siguro batasan man gyud na. Diba? So yeah.
Yeah. So like I like to point out lang sa with what Jingle has been saying, and I don't know if Mike would agree, but if you're, nothing against with 9 to 5 mga jobs, no, I love people with that. I also have some employees no, that I work with, and if you find the culture in there, if you find it you're happy with it, then there's nothing wrong with it. But if the other side of it, if ikaw mismo na murag di na gini mao for you,
right,
then it's maybe time to check it out and just question yourself what makes you happy, how do you want to go on with the life. Like si Steve Jobs that looks at in the mirror in the morning every day na ask, am I happy or am I still on the right track?
Yeah.
And if something is not wrong, if something's dili na daw siya ganahan, then he change it. So and try something new. So
Founder na gina sa Apple na. Yeah, pag-reality check ang kakalina.
Yeah. And I think that's a good characteristic side. So if you're in that murag tawag na lang rat race no na murag na fix na kay kaana, then if you want something to change your life, then maybe yes. True. Check out what you're passionate about and experiment.
True.
And the world is a very kind place, I would say. No? Nagkagmatag 1,000, pakataon na nimo.
Also, another thing with like 9 to 5 jobs, no? Going back to that lang. Kay naka-host ako events sa corporate call center siya. If ako ma-notice nila is 9 to 5 ilang trabaho, call center, and we all know how kapoy ito is gikag dawat og mga irate callers. But I noticed nga within the year na ang company gives a lot of like activities. Like na sila yung mga summer whatever, na yung mga year-end party, na yung mga whatever.
Culture, yeah. Culture.
So I think these are the things nga ilang gihatag sa ilahang employees because they understand nga dili sad yun lalim nga sige ka take og irate calls nga kanang grabe kay ka kakapoy when you go home. So perhaps that's the reason nga muhatag sila ingon nga mga activities.
Mga incentives.
Diba? Mga incentives, mga kuan just to, para at least matagaan sad og value and
work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Margingon na.
Yeah. But to add lang ana and siguro experimentation, diba? We talk about experimentation which is very very important sa business food gani. Because I just read this book bitaw, The Diary of a CEO. Actually, ang iyahang di point out dito is kailangan jud kuno ka mo experiment for the innovation of your business. Because the moment man kuno ka dili mo experiment og anything sa imuhang business or career, the problem is ang progression mo stop. And basing sa iyahang kuan is you have to fail fast kuno. In fact
Fail fast.
So you have to fail fast para makaibaw ni ka na unsay mga what's working. And that will outrun sa imuhang competition kuno daw. So na kunoy practice sa uban businesses na kunoy part silang department na kailangan kuno sa na ilang trabaho is to experiment ra gud and to fail as much as possible para makakuan kuno sa maka-get ahead kuno sa competition. Like weird ka pero naay unod actually.
Right.
Yeah.
And then ako said talking about that, mura siya in line with what I'm thinking. Mura siya when you become kampante, confident na kay ka nga, dugay na kay ko in the industry, maayo na kay ko. Ana. Mura you try to you tend to stop experimenting kay confident na kay kastanan undang naka. Okay ra ko kanang stable na ko, okay na ko aning trabaho. The same with my hosting. Makaana ko nga lagi dugay na kay ko in the industry. 12 years pila na kakuan, daghan ko og suki nga coordinators and so far salamat sa Ginoo wa sad gyud ko'y problema. But at the back of my mind, I would always think nga if ingon ani ako ang dagan sa negosyo now, I'm pretty sure na ay mga maayo nga hosts nga wala pa lang siguro nakasud sa industry. So that's also keeping me grounded.
Yeah.
Nga feet on the ground gihapon nga wala gyud maayo ka daghan mo kuan nimo ana but wa pa ta ka ba basin senior high pa karon or college pa karon nga busy pa kayo with school nga has the potential. And then kung confident na kayo ko, okay ra na ako rin pinakamaayo or ako'y pinakanindot, ako'y pinaka whatever. And then boom, all of a sudden, mas maayo lagi siya na ko. Mas maayo lagi siya. Mas kuan lagi siya. And then, wagtang na dayon. I mean, that would be the start of your downfall. Okay? Sobraan ka ka-confident ba nga way makatandog na ako.
That's exactly what ego as the enemy is all about though.
Exactly.
If ego ni mo is grabe ni kayo then
and then if you ka ready with all these, guba gyud mo negosyo. Maging nana ba?
Yeah. So I'm curious about. Thank you for sharing this. No, I'm enjoying this conversation, Jingle. But can you share a bit about like how does this look like kaning imuhang business right now? What's like the process of it? So unsa man siya mo? I've heard na mo connect kag coordinator but karon bro daghan na kag coordinators na mo work with. So how does it look like? How you get these clients? How do you market yourself? We mentioned a bit na experience nimo but so how do you go about it? Like give us like an idea unsaon ang like how can someone be if someone wants to be a host or someone wants to do their own thing not just in hosting, diba? So like sell their own services.
Right.
So how do they do that?
Manamantaan established nga, you have to be like passionate about, like for example ako passionate na kayo about my hosting, I know what I need to do, blah blah blah, etc. Ako is every event that I host I take it as my own, and then I always consider also nga each event is a venue for my marketing also. Let's say for example na kuwaon ko nimo and then you have a guest of like 200. Kaning 200 guests are also my possible market.
Correct.
So I always do my best each and every time. Bahalag ako sa mood or whatever. Kay if I am moody, pag trip ko karon, nag-abot na ko sa event kay
boring.
boring. Yeah. Kanang dili kay maayo na ko pagka-host kay kuan. what if all those 200 were like thinking of nangita sa sila og host.
Yeah.
And then they see you, ay, na din na siya. I don't want nga maabot sa point nga, let's say for example, na ay usa ka client nga padung pa. Kani example ha. Let's say for example, client ka padung pa and then you attended his wedding, ako ni host. And then, naka-attend ka and then kita ka na ko niya, na bad trip ko niya, bati akong hosting sa iyang wedding, you see me. He could always cancel me.
Tinawag.
Diba? So,
Sayang ang potential.
yes, only because nagpadako sa akong bad trip on that day, I did not deliver on his wedding. Makakita ka, ay cancel lang na sa'yo, ay kay kuan. I don't want that to happen. So muna each and every time, just like in theater, like for example, bad trip ka or namatyan ka or whatever, the people who bought the ticket to the show
Doesn't know that or doesn't
doesn't
care.
care.
Oh, good, yeah.
Diba?
Okay ba sa back end?
Exactly.
The show must go
The
on.
show must go on. So bahalag na unsa pa kadiha.
Yeah.
I bought the ticket to watch the show. Give me the show.
Yeah.
So di man ka pwede mo yun nga
Pay for-
kuan ka
by
namatyan
performance,
ko or kuan ko. I mean, it may be like harsh ra sad kayo, but that's the reality of unsa imong gisudlan.
Yeah, that's true.
Diba? Like for example, na ako'y pinaka-grabbing example, na ako'y, I was supposed to start birthday pag yun. Birthday, lahi man gud ang birthday sa wedding.
Yeah.
Birthday is all like lingaw, games and whatever. Ang wedding kay you have the cake and wine, you have the whatever. Corporate cake, ingon ana sad siya. But kung birthdays man gud, it's all like lingawon gid mo the
Jolly
whole
gid,
time. You have the games, etc. Before I started birthday nga event, na ay bad news nga naabot na ako, 'di ba? So I remember vividly, it was in Chateau de Busay. It was like a personal problem, good. I mean, family issue. And then why binuang? My then girlfriend was there and then murag kana ganing hilak yun ko. Kanang like breakdown yun ko and it was like 30 minutes before show time. 30 minutes before the event. So,
Okay.
akong gibuhat kay Mark, sige, ako na i-face. Akong gitagaan og time akong self nga I have to be okay after 30 minutes or even before the start of the program. So, ahilak ko, anana, ingon ana, unsaon man ni nato, blah, 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 etc. Although wala pa na-fix akong problem, but naman ko yung responsibility to be fun and entertaining sa kaning nga event.
Yeah.
So, I had to drop everything.
Right.
Ganing one at a time because I can't go entertaining people and then boom, gahilak ko.
Yes.
Di ba?
Lisod ka na, oh.
Murag,
no?
mo nang nakaana ko nga dako kayo og tabang nako ako ang theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Because kanang there's the thing we call as in before we salang to the stage, we internalize. So marag ako that time, I really had to drop. That was the hardest. Yun. I think mo to ang pinaka hardest part nga ako na experience as a host because I had to drop my personal personal shenanigans, personal issues. Because I was getting ready to entertain and make people laugh, to make people kanang happy and whatever.
Because you have that obligation, di ba?
Yes. And
Pero-
I was paid to
Paid
do
for that, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Oh.
it's really hard, but I think that really defines what makes success ba in a sense, no kanang to really face the challenge yapon despite what's happening in the
Right,
background or what's happening. No?
Kay, di ba ni mo kontrolado tanan, mahitabos mo kinabuhi.
Exactly.
Di ba?
Yes.
So anything can happen. Like another instance ako ninumduman. Like after sad ni sa ka-birthday sa J Park, lingaw kay me like na marag ako man tong groom that time. And then pag birthday sa iyang mom, he got me to host na po the birthday of his mom. And then at least katuhuman na ang event niya. Inom na, kanang katawa na, kanang the usual good nga.
Yeah.
Kanang
Okay
loosen up
na.
na tanan,
Oo.
inom na ko with them, blah, 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 etc. And then I got a call from my mom nga on that night, like a few minutes before siya nanawag, niya na siya, Jing, kabaw ka, nga wala na imong tita. Niya ako kay, what's up? Niya, medyo hubog pa ko gamay. Dako na ito. Kaya ganun, hubog kay ko sa ni Merg. Di mo kalit lang ko gihilak. Niya, kanang di bigyan ba na ako family. Niya ako kay, mo ba, nana? So, Merg, I took a few minutes outside and then kuhan, sige, okay, drop sa. One at a time. Hubog ka ha, imagine. And then hubog ko,
So, na kay imong emotions ba?
exactly.
Roller coaster mo
And at
emotions
that
ba?
time, hubog ko nga, I was still able to manage. Yapon, nga marag, what's up? Kay lain kay tanawon. Mukalit kag breakdown din, nagainom tanan tao, marag, what blanket kay kastanan. So what I did was, okay, I took a minute or two, ginhawa, and then balik ko. Katawa, mura ragwa, pero huot na kaya akong dughan.
Yeah.
Na akong luha, murag katuo na gyud. May gani, timing kayo, murag, nag-stress to riyan na, murag, padung na ending.
Okay.
Murag, unong mauli, kay hubog na mga tao, So muto niya, kuyog na ko akong brother-in-law, kuyog na ko akong staff.
Yep.
Di, pag gihapon ko makahilak, murag, mahibong sila. I did not want to, like, give them the trouble also. So marag ako kay ato ko sakyanan. Ko sige diri lang mo. Kuwat sila sa lobby kung kuon sakyanan. So when I was alone in the car, dito na ako gihilak tanan, gisagit gyud ko ana. So pag humana to, ako silang gi-pick up. Nga marag mo to. Ginawa na said ko. Nga mura nagwa na hitabo. Nga pag-drop na ko nila, hilak na pag ko when I was alone.
Nahawasan po niya.
Marag ingon ana ba. So para na
So naway mo paghubog ato.
nahawasan gyud ko ato marag gabiha gyud at. So mo na, I think duha siguro sa pinaka-challenging.
Lisod sa.
True.
We can relate that to business in a sense that
Yes,
this
yes.
is really more for me ba, ako kay siya kay if you think about it, baka ng business, kay people don't know what their background is, di ba?
No,
Especially in the service industry.
True.
Like I don't know, like for you, so maglimpyo ka, nga sa imurang tarong, bahala na ako iligay, ako igagyan, di ba? But people are paying for it, and I think that really is a big factor, gid ba? Kay I've noticed na, like for me, di man sa nung ko inana ka grabe, but what I'm trying to say is kanang like di lang sa kalang, like say kapoy lang, gikapoy ka. And sometimes people actually stop and dili na kay kapoy mo ko. Pero ako when I get to paid for this or I need to finish this because it's a deadline, I have to finish it. Mahala kapoy na. The show must go on, no? So I think this would be a really good lesson for everyone.
And not just that lang. Yeah, I would definitely agree sa kanang imong gi-mention pa Dave, and siguro po naapoy times like labi na naka in business for how many years and people think you're so successful naka.
Yes.
Yeah, yan na bitaw na story. Dato na kay
Giro na kay ka.
Pabangkaho.
They think na daghan na kwarta and everything, but yeah, social media.
kaibaw, no?
Wasa kay ibaw sa back end bitaw like na kay mga kuan bitaw sad mga kalisod pud ba, and
True.
people don't check in with you ba na okay ba ka imong
Correct.
utang sa pa ba makaya pa ba imong mga utang sa bangko bitaw.
Wala ilahang dili makit-an ba?
Yeah.
Sige na sila kana lagi maguna-una silang dato na kay successful na kay ka. Napabangkahon diretso murag uy, wa mo kabaw sa kana mga bayron nun, ang mga tax, ang mga tax. And then another motivation sa diay like kanang mo madaon ko. Himuan yung motivation in yung bills. Kanang ako bayran na rin, di isa oy. Laban lang kita. Maho kaya punta kay na bills ka huwag. Di ba yung mapahuway ang bills?
Di ta kahunong yun.
Di ba ka makaadto sa Veko nga kanang lisod maguging kinabuhi ka di sa mi kabayad.
Lagi.
They don't care. Di ka kabayad, boom. Wag tang imong kurente. Which brings me to another topic, no, kanang kanang huwam o kwarta sa imong
Okay,
amigo.
good topic.
Kanigyon. Grabe kay hugot. Ang lalim ng bubog. Okay, fun fact about me. None of my friends ang nakautang nako gid. I mean, nasikir one or two, but before they borrow money from me, na ako'y murag seminar in a way. I always tell them nga, oy, kaniha, na ako'y kwarta gamay, na ako'y extra. Although, di pa na ko siya gamiton, but in the long run, basi na ako'y magamitan ani. So, pautangon ti ka, but dili ra kwarta imong gihuwam. At stake here is our friendship.
Okay, yeah.
Ako isulti.
May mga disclaimers
a
na.
lot in the daghan kay na. I mean, daghan kay natulfuan na. So munang, I think that's the reason why wala kayo of my friends makadare og utang nako, because straightforward magkukustorya. I mean, in your face, dili ko
na mga criteria
dili ko char-char nga kanang kuan. I mean, straight in confrontational kay ko.
Yeah.
Baro kag
very helpful.
Baro kag money nako, di ra kwarta ang gihuwam. At stake is our friendship, the relationship, matainted ni are you willing? Plus, if willing ka and then confident ka nga makabayad yug ka, then mo borrow ka og kwarta. Maraging nana. Unya, napakoy like one time na ako nainiutang nako. Of course, na ako'y extra. O sige kanang asa ka karon? O sige, anhi alang ko kay bayad ana. Nya ako siyang giingnan, ingon na mo to. Dali kay siya naabot. I lent him like, I don't know, 5,000 dato, but naku gyapon 5,000.
Naku gyapon,
diba? So hatag ko ng 5,000 kay nara siya gihuwat nga kwarta ana etc. So that's fine. Ana. Nya katong kuan mo ana sa ko nila ko di ko kabaw maningil. Di ko ganahan maningil also because that's your responsibility on your end.
Of course.
Nya mo to anyway, ni ana na siya, sakto ra siya on the day ni ana siya, "Jing, mo bayad nako." Okay, sige. So ano ni nato? Kung ako sa Ayala karon, kanang pwede mo ihato diri. Chay murag layo naman na nako. Wow. Di ba? Kana palang daan nga linya. Just wow, dude. Kanang, di ba? Paghuwam ni mo, di ba? Paghuwam ni mo, almost instantly ka naabot. Karon nga, napag ko'y trabaho ato, marag na ko'y event ato or something, nga, di ko kalakaw, na, marag, muana pag yun nga, ay, marag layo na kayo na nako, out of the way na nako. Grabe ha.
Di ka mo adjust.
Kadawat sa good check yaw-yaw nako. These are things nga, marag, para nako unwritten rules about imanana. So, mo nang ako para maglikay, para dili matainted or dili maguba atong friendship.
Yeah.
If ganan ka manghuwam og kwarta, adto na lang sa bangko. Kay ang bangko, may dili man ni personal. Wala man personal.
Transactional man gyud.
Diretso man ka
magubang relasyon.
Diretso man ka sa imuhang singa ni kanang si tawag ana kanang credit card nga di mo bayaran. Interest.
Interest
diba?
yeah.
Sorry, di ko ba sa terms kay wa magugkay ko'y utang. Bitaw, like kayo ko utang bitaw. Like even kanang credit card nako. Even I think I changed my akong behavior with credit card pagka pandemic. Kay sa una man good when I do utang, when I swipe, check ako sa calendar. Adagan pa kog events, mabayaran na nako. So swipe. Kaya ra swipe. Karon pag abot sa pandemic, di ba, wala na negosyo. And then ako ang kwarta was, wako kabaw until when ra ni siya. So dito na usab ako ang behavior sa ako ang credit card.
Okay.
So ako karon when I use my credit card, it's like for emergency, grocery, bills, insurance, and all that. All the rest, if nakoy ganan paliton, phone or whatever,
Yes.
I don't look at my credit card. I don't look at my calendar. I look at my ATM. A debit card.
Yeah.
If I have that cash, let's say for example, whatever phone, kanang iPhone 15 or whatever, if mapalit na nako siya using my debit card, then I can afford it. If di nako kaya sa akong cash, sorry, di kong palit ana. Marag na ba? So in a way, marag dako sad gyud og natabang sa spending.
Financial
ba?
colonization to.
Financial topic na rin siya. Ito rin siya.
Okay ra. Comeback tanong.
Okay ra.
It's part of business man gyapon.
Part of business, yes. Some people start business and they miscalculate the risk of
True.
loan of, a big amount for
Dili siya calculated risk.
Dili calculated.
Ayo.
So, I think these are like basic good na mga aspects sa ba na kana, if you don't want your relationship to be ruined, ayaw pautang, but or pautang ka but ihatag or something like that. If
Be responsible on
Yes.
your end. Kay
Yes.
gisaligan ba kang ipahuwam ka, marag na.
Or what I mean is kanang ako kay magpautang ko, actually mura na siya unsay kaya na ko ma-let go.
True.
Ana ako usually kay we don't know what the person is going through sad ba.
Tino.
So I like kani ako ang makaya pero kani willing ko mo let go ani siya naman. I don't tell it to them.
True.
But sa imong back of your
Yes,
mind.
but to mine, di na. Kung maunsa or mobayad, good.
Marag money
If bonus,
ready to lose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, ganang giving money na lang gid siya. And ganahan sa ko ng financial topic no kay nasa ko but I always set aside money for giving sad. So
true.
So mo na nasa ko yung mga quote if ever na agad. But of course dili na mga maabot na ng hundreds of thousands, then collateral na gitan. Isangla na lang yuta or something.
Like, I mean, nagiba reason nga nung natin iset aside nga kwarta because this is for emergency.
Yeah.
What if na emergency o niya gihuwam pa dayto, ikaw pa mismo ma-explain
ikaw
nga
may
I need the money because
nakoy
kuan
emergency, yeah.
why do I have to explain to you nga I need my money?
Yeah.
Murag na ginutangan bago lang ginutangan sa iwan.
So katong mga di ba?
Ito na lang yung panawagan din.
Click the link below.
Hindi kong tag eh.
Dito okay, Murag, para nako it's not only like kwarta. Ang kwarta, that's material naman gid siya.
Yeah.
Ako ang masayangan gyud ko sa relationship. I mean, char aside, kanang sayang man gud, like for example, sayang ang friendship.
Yeah.
Over the years, close kay mustanan niya just because of the utang. I had one friend yun ngayon ana, but konto that was in theater. I mean, the late friend of mine nga we had a show and then kanag yung nagkalisod siya financially niya kanang ganing wala na gidritso, wala ko nabayaran sa akong PF niya mana na-deliver na I did my part mana ang show mana etc. and then nagkalisod siya sa finances like nagkautang-utang millions and I was there supposedly as a friend to really talk but I think naabot na siya sa fear gani nga wa na siya naong kaatubang, daghan kay siya utang sa mga tao, etc. Even the production people, wala na bayran. So, Merg, ni-isolate siya, nawagtang siya sa circle. And then, mo to, naguba among friendship. And he
So,
was one
saya
of
na.
my closest friends in the theater industry. Niya,
Okay.
ang pila raman to. That time, I think, ang iyang kuwang, ang wala niya, gibayaran ako was, I think 10 or 15,000 lang for the show.
But
Niya.
still, that's still
Oh, it's
value
still,
gyapon.
value gyapon siya. But ako ba ka ng worth 15,000 na itong friendship?
That's crazy. That's a
Right.
good point.
Oh, di ba? I mean, kanang saya.
So careful, bitaw.
I mean, sayang kaayo ang friendship nga. He like
Ikuan
one
na,
of my
iko para.
closest friends gid siya.
Yeah.
And then moto after that kanang wala ko kabaw what happened to him, and then kanang nagka-problema sa day siya financially all the more. So nitrabaho siya, and then he got sick, and then eventually namatay siya.
Mo ba?
And then wala na ko kabaw what happened, nakabaw na lang ko nga namatay. So para na ko mura siya og
Sad
walay
case.
closure
Sad,
ba?
yeah, sad.
Oh, bitaw, wala
Oh,
closure
wa ko
between
nakastorya niya nga
as a
okay
friend.
ra gyud unta gyud to. Nya kana ganing wala na ang Facebook account, di na nimo mahagilap kung kinsa ang kastorya or whatever. Nya ako kay laoy 10, 15,000 man for the friendship. Pwede ra gyud ta na to kalimtan, pero storya sa ta kanang
At least nalay
payaw-yawa
clo-
sa ako nimo
Oh,
kanang
nalay
mawag-
closure ba?
Sorry. Kanang ano gyud kay ka ana magyaw-yaw. Yaw-yawan sa nimo. I mean, give this to me also.
Oh, yeah.
Di ka kabayad pero sige kanina lang para kausan ako og
Oo.
habwa nimo.
Lagi.
And then sige balik ta sa tong friendship. Mawa to imong gibuhat yan.
Lamay ra kayong 15 for a ruined friendship. No?
Oh, di ba? And then ako sayang kayong kinabuhi. Oy, we only live once. I mean, char kayo sa paminahon, but I think magkatiguang ta kay magka-sentimental man ta. No ka na. Why binuang?
Wisdom.
Wisdom,
Oh my God.
sakto.
Nga murag diha sa ko ka-realize nga murag the older I become, murag the calmer I am.
Yes.
Murag di na kay ka mo patulog mga kaning ginagmay nga kupan.
Kani mature naman ta.
Oh,
Mature
exactly.
naman
So,
ta.
marag, okay, sige, go. Mo said na, sige, go. Next. Sige. Marag, kanang, try to lose some battles ba to win the war. Sa char, gano'n.
Choose your
muna siya.
battles, diba?
Muna
So,
siya.
is it safe to say na katong imong gi-mention ganina is your maraog ka ng biggest challenge? Katong ni-mention ka na
Yeah.
lisod kayo ba tungod because na kay background sa sa
Yes.
theater arts mo to
Help.
nakatabang nimo.
Helped a lot.
And lisod kay na if kwansa kanang like emotions ang imong
Okay, one at a
i-battle ba?
time. I like that one at a time.
Like mas separate din mo yung emotions na happy, sad ka. That's I think
Pero
that's
sa
skill.
theater, that's what you train
That's
to do,
that's
no?
skill, di ba? Skill
Yes.
na siya.
So I think that's how I got trained good. Nga, manakana gi ko nga tanan akong nakatunan sa theater, nagamit gid ako in real life. Kana ingon ana.
Amazing.
Nga gamit gyud kayo siya tanan. I mean, imagine na lang kung dili ko kabaw mo unsay nga mo filter, di ko kabaw mo shift. Lisod kayo sa tanan. I mean, in theater yung ana gid ba ya, one scene gahilak ka, next scene kay
sad.
okay na ka. Next scene kay ingon ana.
Yeah, mo retake pa na sa practice, di ba?
Oh. So, lisod kayo sa tanan. So, nagid gihapon ng mastery ba.
Okay. So with that being said, so if that was your
One of the
biggest
biggest
challenge,
challenge,
so unsa man imong biggest wins so far, by far?
Biggest win sa akong hosting, no?
Yeah,
Sa imong profession ka ron.
In life or in business.
Akong biggest win kay akong wife.
Oh, wait,
Ano? Kuhan bitaw. Well, partly akong wife yun. Kay she was... Bantay ka niya. Ako, I think the biggest win ako is my wife because if wala manggod akong wife, if wala siya na-believe sa akong skill in 2012,
Yes.
and if wala siya nisugod na ko og kuha, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Wow.
Amazing.
Diba? Kay kung wa siya nituon ako, wala gid ko karon. Although yeah, pag sugod nako di siguro kay ko ingon ana gid ka maayo that time kay wa pa gid ko experience. And if she did not get me and she did not give me the opportunity to like really hone my talent and improve and whatever, wala sad gid ko dere. So technically it was her gid nga ni tuo gid nako ba. Although it was not only her sad gid kay ako ni effort
Oh,
sad
yeah.
ko.
Naput ba sa
Pero
work?
at least mo
myself.
team spark, no?
Yes.
Nani,
Pag may ingredient,
Apart from kitagaan ako siyan sa love life.
So ang lesson dira is choose the right partner.
Yes, and also,
Swerte kay akong wife na ko.
beta, partner is really important, no?
True.
Yeah, and also here's even concept something that we look into ba kay ako ganahan ko muhatag ani kadang giving people ba na the kuan gani that spark ba na na kaya na nimo or something like that gani na
right.
someone we just need someone to believe in us actually.
True.
To if you look back atong sa mga gasugod pa ka if nalang gyud mo believe nimo usa
Exactly.
and ituo ka. Sometimes ito mo to dilagi ko na but if mo tuo ka na then the potential you don't know
True.
where you're
Especially karon nga sa kalibutan karon nga a lot of not most, but a lot of people are like judging everybody.
Yep.
Like, diba, kabantay ka.
Cancel
mo post
culture
lang
na
ka,
kita ron,
cancel
no?
culture. If magpadasa ka na, I mean, at the end of the day, ikaw rin alkansi.
Okay.
So, maraging
Naging bashers ba, di ba?
True.
Let's shift that, Mike, with our podcast, through our podcast. We're here to say that you can do it. No? Of
course.
That, hopefully, we can inspire people na pwede, kaya na nimo. Yes,
Correct.
All right.
Natubag ba na itong question?
Sa mga asawa na yan. Tubag na to. Mga natong tubag.
Muna siya.
Sige, I have a question before we move on to our last three. No?
Last three na to?
Oh, last three. Sige, dali.
Wala bilog ko na mo. Basta hindi kayo na hard stop. Welcome to my show.
So what's the future for this jingle? For your hosting, what does it look like in the next 2 to 3 years or 5 years? Like, are you gonna do this on your own, or what's the kwan? Unsa man siya future na to ani, or how do you envision this?
Okay, sa akong hosting, no?
Yeah.
So after 3 or 5 years from now, how I see myself 5 years from now,
like
or everything.
what you're doing, your business in a sense. O unsa man na siya?
Yeah, but before I answer that, let's watch this. Reposted siya. Di ba tawag ka? Going back. So, wako ka recover. Reposted siya.
Tara po dyan.
Welcome to my show. Di ba tawag ko answer? Going back. Seriously. So, 3 to 5 years from now, I was thinking like katong akong giingon nga maybe 5 years from now, there could be someone or other people, other hosts better than me. So ako is, what I'm thinking now is, still with the event industry, Van Gales, Perfect Union, coordination and all that, ang amo ang think you do with my wife is ang tail end of the business. Like for example, naman tayo mga nami guests or nami clients nga out of town or destination weddings.
Yes.
So you have like for example sa imong wife in the future, plano pa.
Na-mention yun nato.
Ay, sorry. Yeah. So let's say for example, kanang out of towners, and we tried this before nga tagalain nga city. Let's say for example, even within the Philippines,
Yes.
their guests were like from outside the Philippines. So pag abot nila dire, ni-offer ko, like before the wedding, napasay pila ka days, so ni-offer me og, pwede na to i-city tour yung guests. Or pwede island hopping, or pwede whatever. So it could be a tail end to my business, also to our
okay.
business. Kay
So,
again,
mo-compliment siya.
mo compliment ra siya nga pwede ra gyud kay na naman diha ang market.
Yeah.
Let's say for example, na asad mi wedding wedding.
Bitaw, no? Connected na tanan, no?
Pwede rin siya.
90 to 100% of their guests were like from Singapore, from Malaysia, from the US,
That's a
etc.
good one. That's a good
So
idea.
when we saw the profile, hala Morgan, pwede man tamo offer ani.
That's the upsell.
Mo na siya ang upsell na. So these are the other services nga kanang pwede na to ma-offer to them nga at least kesa sa sila pa mismo mangita o kuan.
Because naka-establish yung trust sa inyo, ha?
Exactly.
So why not, diba?
Yes. So at least mahug yun siya nga one-stop shop yun ang Van Gales, diba?
That's good.
Click our page. So muna siya 3 to 5 years from now, muna akong githink nga
Yeah.
tail end businesses good. And not only sa ako sa akong wife, because like for example, ako ang cousin is now into kanaganing coffee business sila.
Yep.
So the thing now is na yung mga coffee carts, mga whatever.
So,
So
mga 39.
Wait, 39 double yun. Wait, nagchismis na nga episode. So, nasa yung coffee cart. Nasa yung coffee cart nga, pwede rin mo tie up with him.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, coffee carts.
Oh,
And then,
so while nag-event, diba?
like for example, another business is ako bago pa rin na magibuhat. Like ako ang tito has been a chef in Saudi for like one of the royalties dito. And ibalik siya dire. And then we offered kay among kliyente kuan man sa to siya American man siguro to. Naganahan siya dili ra Filipino food. So ganahan siya nga na Thai, na Japanese corner na whatever.
Oh, wow, okay.
So among gi-pitch in sa ako ang chef nga uncle. Iko tito, unsa man nimo makayaan eh. Pwede ka magkanang live iyang paghimog tempura and then ay mga whatever dito. So we pitched that idea to our kanang amo ang kuan pero wala magingnan nga amo ning tito or whatever just to keep it like professional lang said good. Na may contact for that ana. So na siya Japanese corner dito.
Okay.
Nga sa Thai corner kay ako ang brother-in-law is
So multicultural in yung food, which is nice.
Ako ang brother-in-law is also a chef and then ang iyang wife is also a chef. Nya ganahan man sila og kuan kanang Thai. Nanamis kong brother-in-law sa man kaya na ninyo duha ka chefs kaya ninyo ang Thai food. Kaya na mo ana. So boom, we gave them the business ana. So pwede ra gyud siya like for example in the future maybe one of our children can come up with lights and sounds. Basin interested sila yung ana.
Yeah.
So tail end
So,
gihapon
mukha
siya.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
exactly.
become the
That
platform,
industry is so
di ba?
Yes.
You become the platform.
So marag why not make it our kanang main business niya tail end na lang ang uban. Maman among na think said sa Indian Fusion nga naglisod gyud kaayo mi sa Indian Fusion because ako personally di man ko kabaw muluto. Akong wife kay di sa kabaw muluto. Tigkaon ra man gyud ni. So inana. So motong we gave the business to my brother-in-law and the wife.
Unsa na yung name karon?
I think they're still coming up with the name kay murag nag-register pa sila.
Okay.
So ingon ana ang nahitabo nga mo na akong to your question nga 3 to 5 years from now, I think that's we are going that direction. Nga
That's good.
kanang
That's so good.
let's keep the business within the family.
Yep.
Let's keep everybody earning and para kita tanan in the business.
May
Murag ana
ecosystem
ba?
within the...
And plus, it's easier to work around rapod kay kailan na nimo. Pero I think ang pinaka-challenge lang sa gyud is kana lagi. Family man good.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? So
So
listen
it's gonna be fun conflict.
That's
yapon.
another story for another episode.
Yes.
Na second episode na
Maybe in the future
Catch
invite
us
na
next
invite na to siya 3 to 5 years after.
3 to 5 years from now.
How to work with family members.
Working on ana, di ba? Kay although another opportunity, another challenge gets
Yes.
sad gets.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Working on
Right.
ana. So
The more challenges gyapon, it doesn't end. Mo
Doesn't end
ginagyan.
yun.
yeah, so 3 to 5 years mo na ang
that's
plan.
good,
So we'll see.
Amazing.
Really good, really good. I've noticed actually kanang mga mo drawing na ron. Kita nga na mo paint.
Yeah,
Ito
oh.
sila. So there's art in they paint the scenery.
So na live painting sad sa
Oh,
wedding.
live
Before wala biya yung ana.
Karon na ano?
Na, diba?
Ana, yung ana. So pwede ra gyud.
And have you heard about that big wedding in India? Dako gyud kay lang gibutang nito na bro, dako gyud kay na wedding lagi transform ang whole place ba. So there's no the sky is there's no limit to events.
And para nako sad in the industry man good. This is what I learned from my wife. Nga we try to create the need for the people, for the clients. Let's say for example, katong sa una wala may coordinator, wala may wedding coordinator.
Why same day
una.
edits?
Wala same day edits.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Diba? So they created the need. Let's say for example coordinators wala, but katong mga nangauna nga coordinators murag hala bitaw no pwede ra man di ay. So kuha na coordinator eventually daghan na kay coordinators. SDEs before same day edit photo video wala pa biya na nauso.
Right.
I think someone in Manila started it or I don't really know. But karon it's already a thing. So
You
most
must have na.
Must have
must
siya.
have na siya.
Murag dili na siya kasal kung wala.
Oh,
Exactly.
Weird no?
Mabiyaan ka if wala ka na.
But who would have thought nga pwede din na siya mahimong need sa imong kliyente.
Yes.
Diba? So, I mean, para nako limitless kayo ang
Yes,
imong
amazing.
kanang opportunities ba? Especially nga kami nga nanami in the industry good mismo.
Nice.
Really
nice.
good, really good. It could inspire a lot of people because this is something it's you can enter, you can be part of. Like if
Right.
you're good at cameras, if you're good at like just fetching people.
True,
Actually,
true.
ako gisugo-sugo ko before of a coordinator na kakulini kuan sa chaperon sa mga tao sa bus inana. So yeah, nakasweldo ko 5,000 dito on one wedding lang. Nako tingi kitong wedding.
Oh, diba?
Yeah, possibly.
Labuan ako 1,000.
Yeah, sige. So we move on to our
So with that being said, Jingle, so kato imuhang mga future na endeavor pohon, for our aspiring viewers right now, unsa kay pwede nimo mahatag na top 3 tips for someone na ganahan mo start as a wedding coordinator or someone na mo go na industry?
Okay. put assignment. Top 3 tips, no? I think number 1 siguro is really try to identify kung unsa gyud imong passion and try to identify if you really love what you're doing, kung mao ba gyud na imong ganahan gyud. And I think one way of checking that is if you can do that without pay. I mean, just to check.
Yeah.
Say for example, ako hosting ko. Ako naman ang na-check nga, I can host events without pay because malingaw man ko. Pero again, kinanglan man nagkwarta, but just to check, kaya na mo mabuhat without the pay?
Yeah.
Kaya man ako.
Yep.
Naman kani uban, I can give it to anyone for free. Like ako mga closest friends, free na lang. Ako rin bahala. Ayaw bayad.
Sa hosting?
Sa hosting.
Sige.
Kuya, padung na kita ani ba? I see what you did. Or ganun.
Bitaw.
Discount lang sa
Joke.
Bitaw. So muna siya, that's one. Try to check yun, and if maubagin na imong passion and maubagin na imong gila.
Even if you do it without pay. So yeah.
Kay na mag-usahay mo anak kang di ay kanigid, this is what I love yun. In the long run kay dili makadiscover ka dili oy.
And that's okay.
That's okay. But ako lang is kung kana lang yun mo like tips lang yun. Try to really ask yourself like a million times kung mao ba gyud mo mabuhat. And para nako to check try to do it if kaya ba nimo without pay. And then number 2, I think character good. Like what I said earlier, di ba? I mean, I'm just wrapping everything up nga. Daghan kayo maayo or even mas maayo nimo, but daugo na lang sa character, imong personality, imong work ethics, arriving on time, arriving there ready, arriving there without like personal issues or whatever. Deliver, basically, ngunana ra. And then number 3 is, I think, gratitude attitude gid gihapon. Be grateful. Nga you have that job. Be grateful to your suppliers nga nisali gihapon nimo. Because once you are grateful to all the suppliers that you have, nga sige gihapon sila kuha nimo, then I think mo follow na tanan nga grateful kay ko aning a coordinator kaning nihatag nako mga trabaho. If you're grateful sa ilaha, then it would connect to kung grateful ka nila, you won't make them sad or you won't disappoint them. Not disappointing them would mean you arrive there on time. You arrive there ready. I love that, yeah. Diba? So basically more siya connected rin gid gihapon siya in a way. So mo na siya top 3.
Wow. Amazing. Diba?
You wanna ask the kwan? Ako na lang ask ka ni Mike, ha?
Okay.
So if you were to lose everything but retain your knowledge and experience, no, and start all over again, how would you do it differently, or how would you do it all over again? How would you do it if you were to start from zero again?
Thank you for that wonderful question. balik ka.
Mawatanan. Imagine lang, nawatanan.
Right.
And then musugod ka balik. So how would you do it?
Mawala tanan and then
Pero napagyapan mo skills.
Na mo skills, na mo knowledge, na mo.
So I have the power to change or to
Well, in a scenario lang na murag nibalik you're in a new place baron.
Right.
Kalit lang kag balin kag Manila or US baron yan. Wala kay connection, wala ka lang, but you have the how would you start all over again building this kuanimo empire, what we call this
I think if mawa tanan and then the same skills,
what's the first
experience,
thing? Yeah.
apilang experience or
possibly,
I think kaya ra gyud gihapon ako, and I think it can still work with the right attitude that I have, with the 3 tips that I just gave earlier. Okay, like for example, if mo relocate ko, I mean I've been considering that also.
Yeah.
Let's say for example, if like I go abroad.
Yeah.
I mean they really pay high dito. Kanang pero dako sa ilang tax. But then again, if the same scenario man siguro I have the same skills, then if I relocate elsewhere, like I don't know,
so
US
build well, like no one knows you. How do you go about it?
Mangita ko og katong another wife.
Bitaw. Not bitaw, but the coordinator, di ba?
I mean, try to really
Network.
Network. I mean,
network.
Sayo naman sa gyud karon because you have social media. Bisag phone ra nimo kaya ra kayo. I mean, that's how
So mo connect lang ka, no?
I mean, ka mga stock og mga kuan, di ba? LinkedIn or sa.
True. Ngita lang gyud ka, and then if you have all those like the right attitude and then na imong skills, etc., and then moduol ka, I think kaya ra sa gyud gihapon.
Yeah.
Like for example, ako sa una, another thing, katong tour guiding sa una man good, like different travel agencies. What I did gani ato kay although kaila na ako, mga travel agents sa akong mom ug akong sister, ma-shock good ako ang mga travel agents because I still go to the process of like submitting my resume. Mo ana sila, no need na oy. Ingon na ba kay ang tradition man good is tour guide na ka, okay na ka, sige hire tika. But ako I wanted to see them also ba nga although tour guide na ko but see my credentials also. Para kabaw mo nga worth it kung ninyo kuhaon. At least makabaw sad sila nga unsa akong background.
Professional good. Professional good.
Ingon ana. So na-shock good sila nga di na kinanglan. I would always ask kana mga bago nga travel agents nako before. So ingon ana. But sa hosting that was quite different because kato makita naman nila sa marag
Proof of concept.
Proof of concept na. And then kabaw naman sila nga.
Social proof na nanay-kon.
True. So I think kana
Pabaga lang yung naong
oh, pabaga ra gyud na. I mean, kung mag-uwo manggug ka, I mean, may mahitabo nimo.
That's true, good ka.
Di ba?
I love that.
So dapat extrovert lang jud.
Yes. And then kana baga ra bitog na. Mao ra gyud na.
Yeah,
And confidence.
Face the fear, no?
To put it nicely, confidence.
Confidence.
Yes.
There you go.
Sige.
Yeah.
Okay,
But to add lang ana, cause confidence, di ba?
Yes.
And I don't know if mo agree mo ani, but ang confidence ko na daw, as far as I know, in business or in career or unsa, kailangan ko nako na siya equation, which is positive thoughts plus action is equals to result. Result is equals to confidence. So kung di ko no positive imong thoughts, if action lang ka, digid ka makakuha results na nindot. But if positive thoughts ng kakutob, wapoy action, di ka po combination siya. O di siya ma-result. But if you have that equation, positive thoughts, actions, results equals confidence. Because na may evidence na kay na may results. So mo na makahatag nimong confidence daw.
Yeah. Sakto. Or for me as well, like you can build upon confidence. Muna ako sa una, I write the things that I'm proud of myself. Like, naka-solo travel ko. Bisag mga gagmay lang ko napuntahan.
Yeah, small wins, yeah.
And over time, these small wins becomes big wins. No?
True.
And you can, nakabuhat ko sa una. Like running, naka-marathon na ko sa una. So, I could think like I could do this and tackle this. I just did a duathlon. Try ko duathlon. So, kaya na ko. Naka-marathon ko sa una. Naka-200 kilometers.
Yeah, so you have that confidence.
So you build, yes. But
True.
in fact, dili gid na, I don't know with the fitness kung sakto ba, but the mindset is there na nakaya nimo and eventually nakaya rasad.
Ito. And picking up from what you said earlier, no? Nasa ito usahay yun, like, mutan na sila nako nga, kanang, like, someone is feeling sad or depressed or whatever. I always suggest yun nga, kanang, di ba, na magyuko ng gratitude attitude. Nako exercise that I share to everyone nga, kanang, be grateful to everything, for everything that you have. Like, it's an exercise that I give by actors before nga, which I got from my mentor before nga, where's fill in the blank? I'm grateful for, or I'm grateful for blank. I'm grateful for like the air I breathe. I'm grateful for the food I eat now.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the water. I'm grateful for ana. Because again, like what you said, if positive thinking, you're feeling grateful, and then mo transcend na positive na imong outlook in life, positive
Right.
na imong kuan. Because you cannot share what you do not have, like I always say. Di ba? Let's say for example, sige kag ingon, oy, be positive, be positive. Ikaw mismo,
yeah.
you don't know how to practice it.
Tinod.
Diba? Sige kag ingon, uy, pag binuutan, uy, ikaw sige kag maldito kay kastanan. Uy, pag binuutan dapat ko ani mong buhaton. Diba? So,
hypocrite ra.
like fill in the blank. Like, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful from the littlest to the biggest achievement. Like what you said. Diba? Bisag kada katong imong para nimo gamay ra kaayo, small wins. Para nako be grateful sa tanan nga naanin mo. Even the air that you breathe.
Wow.
Uy, bayad, uy.
Bayan.
Eh,
So,
nana.
we can be
Dapat
grateful for it.
yapon ka.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
For your life.
Because there
in
are
general,
places in the world na polluted kayo.
Exactly. Oh. And then ako asad yun, namagoy tendency ang mga tao to forget the little things.
Exactly.
Kanang, because kanang, let's say for example, gabi na kay ka, successful na kay ka nga mga tao, ana. But na uban, makalimot na, huy, ano ganing successful ka? It's because of the people that you worked for you.
Yeah,
Because of
course.
the employees that you have nga ni trabaho ni mo.
Because of the coordinators
Makalimutan na
supported you.
hinuon. I mean, this is para nako if ingon ana nga company, like for example, in the wedding industry, dili ra man na like for example, successful ang event, successful ang reception. It's not only the host mo yung nakapa-successful.
Of course.
I have
It's
the
from
assistant
everyone.
coordinators nga tigtunol nako tighatag ug kuan.
Yes.
Which is para nako grateful sa kay Kostanan.
Yeah.
Ingon ana ba?
Nice support system.
Niya kana ganing I think ingon ana gyud makalimot gyud ta tanan. Grabe ka complicated ang kalibutan nga. Masapawan na sa mga problema, mga whatever. We tend to forget the basics. Mo gyud na akong pirmi isulti nga, go back to your basics. I think mo na siya go back to your roots.
100%.
So they say.
Yeah.
Di ba? Sige tagreklamo nga, wako kwarta or kuan, dako ikaw problema ana. Okay, sige. Balik daw sa basics. What are you grateful for?
Okay.
Ingon ana. Kay when you say I'm grateful for this ana, you'll come to realize nga, swerte day gyapon ko. Bahalag na ko yung nga problema.
Ito.
Diba?
Because what you know, ang imong nabawan is dako na kini mga problema but sa uban gamay ra na.
Exactly.
Good na siya na point.
Diba? So
wala rin na siya.
kana gyud. I mean para nako gyud gratitude, attitude. Maura gyud
You
bitaw.
have to sweat the small stuff.
True.
Yeah, so mo na siya. But with that, you-mention ka about sa imong mga top 3 tips. You-mention pa ka sa imong envision sa imong company later on.
Right.
For you, unsa may gitawag ani, unsa may para nimo mga resources, top resources for you na ma-share sa mo or sa atong viewers na more nakapatabang nimo where you are today?
Libro ba ron or mentor?
I think not really resources but the right attitude gihapon to not be stagnant. Kay learn gihapon. Like kana, try
Keep
to
learning?
Keep learning. Kay like for example ako, I keep on watching videos gihapon. Kanang other hosts are like posting
hostings,
o kanang mga hosting
nice.
videos ana. Matanaw gihapon ko but ako what I do is when I see a video, I don't really like 100% copy it.
Malibak na lang ka.
Parang wala ko nga what's that? I watch a video, like bisag kinsa na nga video, and then if nindot siya, okay, I'll pick things from that. And then ako na mo work na ako. Like for example, mga ka nga, na isa ka host that you see, delivering this type of joke. Funny lagi to. But if I deliver that joke, walay man. Dili man kay siya mo fit na ko. So I don't take it. Or yung nana ba?
Exactly.
So mo take lang kag inspiration.
Yes. I mean,
Amazing.
never, para nako, kana lagi, the right attitude gihapon of trying to still learn.
Yes.
Diba? Very cliche nga kanang never stop learning, etc.
But importante kayo.
It's a cliche because that's reality.
Yeah.
Mao kaning cliche siya kay mao man gyud atong pirmi balik-balikon, mao man gyud atong buhaton.
Yeah.
Diba? There's a reason nganong na cliche siya. Or ganun.
Perfect.
Amazing.
I'm enjoying this time with you, Jingles, no? So this is the time to promote your business. Where can we find you? Where can people book you if you need, of course, napakay slots sa imong kuano. But yeah, where can we find you and connect with you?
Let's watch this. Hindi na ako mapalala na. Para sa nailan. Okay. So, for Kwan, if you want to book me for events, good. I do host like corporate events, birthdays, weddings. Not only weddings, I also do other kay I think most of the time makakita sa mga tao sa akong page, weddings magud kasagaran. But I do VOs also. But I think para naman gud nako, mas daghan lang gid ang weddings. Like for example, kung birthday, not every year you celebrate your birthday nga bongga. So it's always like on birthday, it's the 50th, 75th, ana. So dili kay siya nga nakadaghan. But I do host events nga depende ra gyud. So corporate, I do VOs, I do weddings, magkalisod kay mudawat sad ko og labada. Kana so all those and you can message me sa akong personal page, that's Jingle Saynes, and then I also have my other page, business page, that's Edison Mirafuentes Saynes. Ano ba to? Edison Jingle Saynes. Basta, pwede rin ko ma-search ninyo sa Facebook, even Instagram. # Jingle Says Oh Yeah. Okay. And then from there, magawas na, you can click lang sa kuan, from there, the blue link. And then me and my wife's business, that's Van Gale's Perfect Union. It's a one-stop event shop. So, pwede rin mo dito, like we rent out gowns, na yung mga suits, and we also hatag og coordination, and then narami mga tie-up na mga photo video team. So yeah, it's a one-stop event shop again. It's hassle-free and worry-free. Kay naragitanan dito yung ganang and my wife
birthday, my wedding, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Dito ra ka dito.
Naragit dito tanan.
Una pa tour guide dito sad.
Karon kay kanang tour guiding medyo kuan na kay physically kapoy na bitaw tiguang na kay gustanan. So instead of that, we still offer the tours but I hire my tour guide friends. So katabang gihapon ko nila.
Yeah, yeah. So you just
I still-
replicated lang sa mo
Yeah, so I'm giving them business also. So in a way, katabang gihapon ko sa akong fellow tour guides. Yeah,
Nice.
diba? I mean, share the joy sa good gihapon.
Of course.
So there.
Very
Sige.
inspiring, Za.
Very inspiring, very fun interview. I think I really enjoyed. Nakatawa ko, nailad sa ko katong sa. But I think this is a fun interview. We tackled a lot of things, and I think this is something that you would like to share to anyone who's was still figuring out what they want, or who is sama na kanang struggle with finding their passion, or wants to earn from their passion. And or giutangan.
Right.
This episode is for you.
Right.
So if you're listening to this, please share and subscribe to us. We are on Facebook as well. And of course, I'd like to thank our ever good sponsor here is from Zoom Auto Spa and from Kaizen, our venue for our interviews. And special shout out to my wife, Sada. So shout out to my wife. But so I think, anything like that, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's about it. And thank you so much for your time as well watching this. And I'm pretty sure you get a lot of lessons learned throughout for your business as well. And this has been Mike. And
This is Dave. Jingles.
Yeah.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.